AJ Myers, international media at Paramount Pictures, and a published author.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about myself. So I was born and raised here in Laredo, and I moved to Austin to go to the University of Texas. I graduated in 2009, and then I moved out to Los Angeles, where I've been living for over 5 years. In the time that I've been there, I worked at MTV, and I'm currently at Paramount Pictures doing motion picture marketing for the studio. So I worked on over 50 movie campaigns, and while I've been doing that, I've written 4 novels, which I've published, and my 4th novel just came out recently this fall called Black Sheep's Meadow. So I am just constantly doing a lot of work. I'm always working, I feel, but it's something that I love to do. I heard a quote the other day that said, if you go to work doing something you love, then you don't have to work another day in your life.
Good.
And even though I am working, I don't feel like I'm working, but I really am.
Totally get you. And let me, tell me a little bit about what's going on here,
Okay.
at school. What did you decide to stop by?
So UISD asked me to come speak at United High School. I've spoken at United South and LBJ, the other UISD schools. I'm here speaking to students on behalf of my career and what I have done, telling them about college and preparation for the real world, because they're at that point in their lives where they're about to embark on that journey. So I'm giving them anecdotes about my life, telling them my trials and tribulations, my struggles, and kind of just giving them the real facts of like what really happens when you're out there, and then telling them about what I do. So it's been really fun. We're doing kind of a Q&A. They're asking me questions and just giving them advice, because I wish I had someone come to me and talk to me in a more personal level about what life is going to be like after high school.
Good. Now, what do you think? They should take home. If anything, they should take home from your presentation.
They should take what I think they should take home from my presentation is they should be motivated and driven and follow their dreams and not let anyone hold them back, and make sure that they have support. I think for me, what really worked for me in my adventure to my career was that I had a great support system. My parents were amazing, and I knew what I wanted to do. And sometimes you don't know what you want to do right after college, but if you do, go for that dream and make sure that you can achieve it in any way possible. And if you can't, you have a backup plan. And it's always important to have a backup plan.
Good. Now having this experience now that you've written books and worked in the medium of film and stuff. What do you think you can tell them if there's anybody in the audience that wants to do that to any of those two?
Meet as many people as you can in your field and in your industry. Network, because a lot of times it's about who you know. Put your face out there. If you can, intern in places that are familiar to the field that you want to work in, so you can start getting relevant experience and start building your resume. And really just believe. I mean, it just sounds cliche to say believe in yourself, but you have to believe in yourself first and foremost before you can put your foot out that door.
Good. Anything else that you want to add, for anybody out there, that might be, thinking that, it's, whatever they want to do, they think they can't reach it. What do you think?
Nothing's impossible. I mean, I came from Laredo with no experience, no connections to Hollywood. I didn't come from a family that had connections to Hollywood or in a city where there's people that live here that have those connections. I had to make them on my own. And that's kind of something that really is what has been to my success, is that I did it on my own, and having that feeling that I did something on my own without the help. I mean, yes, I had help of like teachers and things like that, but for my career, there wasn't someone that handed it to me. I created it for myself. And so I researched my colleges and thought, I kind of don't want to leave Texas just yet. So, and just learned a lot and got a lot of experiences. And while I was in college, I took a semester in Los Angeles, and then I interned for MTV, which is great because I was able to make for about a month living in LA without a job. I got my first opportunity at MTV. So I consider them, family. They were where I kind of grew up, I guess you would say. I beat out, I don't know, a lot of people just to get that one position. So that was like my first huge gig with MTV. And I spent another year there, and worked on different events, different shows, and I started 4 years ago. And just to name a few, there was like Anchorman 2, The Wolf of Wall Street, just normal life. After a while, the honeymoon phase goes away and it just becomes its work. It's like any other job, but it's kind of what I wanted to do. Trilogy, I decided to write 2 more after that. I couldn't stop. And it's a science fiction thriller, so it's pretty fun. It's very dark, based on people in my life, although I've changed the names and situations. So there's just like things were set in motion. It was like it's been 10 years since I graduated. It's been a journey. I'll occasionally, like snap a picture here or there. That's how I put it on Instagram. By the way, my Instagram and Twitter is over here. You guys gotta follow me. I have fun adventures ahead. Shameless plug. If it didn't work out, I mean, you always have a backup plan. For me, you like come here to Texas and like you go to a restaurant or even just buying some. Yeah.
Besides your entertainment career, what was your second option?
Well, I'm also doing that. That's writing. So I'll tell you my third option though.